Good evening, people. Welcome to Reaching Out with Eddie. Well, my guest today is, well, my co-host is Lolo. Say, what's up, Lo?
What up?
We got Richard Lawson back in the house.
Hi.
The Dice Man is ready, folks. Let me tell you what the Dice Man. Dice Man went and got a computer. He done paid about $500-$600 for it. He got a PowerPoint presentation. He got his cheer squad outside and all that. He needed all that to go against me and Lo, cause you know he done went and got a couple of college credits. And but anyway, we're here today, folks. I just want to welcome you. Hope you all had a safe weekend. And there's just so many people are dying. And one of my my cheering mother, Shanika Connor, told me about, I forgot her name, but anyway, she's on life support and they looking at her to die any day. But she got a baby by Bud. You know Bud that somebody killed or something like that, Annie Phillips' son. I forgot what her name is, but anyway, she's dying, man, and I don't think it's COVID, but she's dying. And of course, my classmate Wanda Rogers, just so many people are dying now, you know. Just every day you hear somebody dying. People, I went to the workshop today, and of course, you know, I've talked to you about how I try to. People come to me when they have a problem. And the last person came to me was Carl Clark, and y'all know him, Bobby Clark. You know, we grew up with him from the East End. Had the body shop forever, 30 years up there. And when it burned down, they tell him he can't rebuild. Oh, guess who they saw? But they had everybody there too, low. Everybody was there. Solid was there, and people. One of the things I don't mind telling you, I got there a little early and I seen all the peoples outside. I didn't want to talk to anybody that was outside, so I bust up in there. Oh, you got to leave back out. Come in at 9:30. Of course, you know, I didn't know protocol, but I left back out. And Stacy came up to me and told me I hurt her feelings and everything. And, you know, the only thing I could do is say I'm sorry, but I didn't say anything about, hey, I won't do it again, because I did not lie, did I, Lo?
No, you didn't.
And so, you know, Stacey is a very good friend of my daughter, and I hope that don't impede upon me and my daughter's relationship. But Stacey is a part of something that's corrupt. Has nothing to do with her. It has everything to do with the organization. I mean, the administration she worked for. You know, and people, I just got to tell you, the title of this show, "Better Days Ahead," because I tell you, I mean, wow. Do you see what we got in the White House? This man is refusing to concede. He's not even going through the transition. It's almost like I'm going to become a dictator. Donald Trump. Well, on January the 20th, you got to go. You better get up out of there on January 20th, because officially Biden is the president of the United States on January 20th. And then everybody worked for Biden then. Nobody worked for you anymore. You and your group, y'all might as well get ready. Y'all might as well get ready. And folks, I got to tell y'all what Percy did today. And I got to tell you what Kim did. Kim actually took over when I spoke about my problem with Solly. He's the city inspector, hadn't been working for the city maybe a year or less, more or less a year. But Solly retired from the phone company. The phone company don't build buildings. But you know, I told my credentials by me being licensed in Mississippi, Alabama, retired, and have built structures in Mississippi and in Alabama, so I know what I'm doing. And so now Solly came up and started saying that he didn't tell the guy that he could not build, but yes, he did. He's the only thing you can do is tear it down. But that's not him. And then he said, the wall got termites in it, I have pictures. But that ain't his business, so you got pictures. That ain't his duty. And I was in there and I made sure they understood. His duty is to inspect and make sure any building that anybody erect is up to code according to state and federal law. That's his duty. His duty ain't tell nobody what they can't do. Carl Clark, his grandfather in. He go over there and tell him. And I had to say it. What her name? Fannie Mae Hamer.
Fannie Mae Johnson.
No, Fannie Mae Hamer. I'm just tired, sick and tired. I told them that. I said, folks, I'm going to just tell y'all, my problem is this. I said, I'm so tired of white folks telling black folks what they cannot do in a black community with an all-black administration. I'm so tired of that. People, and I am tired of that. Kim took over the conversation and took over. Solid didn't hardly get a chance to say anything because Kim took it over. Oh, and then this ain't reaching out with Eddie. I didn't even say anything to her. People that actually, a person was confrontational. He was actually trying to make me do something so that they could put me in jail and arrest me. Tool belt, right hand up in the sky, I promise you. He even, when Solid was saying that the guy came over there and started working on the building, Percy took over. Did you get a permit? No, he didn't get a permit. He just started doing. Did Eddie Holt do it? Do you go to jail for that? Is it a fine? Can he be fined? Can't you put him in jail? This person saying, bro, I'm telling you, in front of my face, person's an evil man. He's an evil, vindictive man. And I'm gonna stop right there, and I'm gonna go and tell you another thing I said. I said, no, I said, I'll be glad when we get somebody. Too bad I can't do like you and Lolo do. Y'all can remember that shit verbatim. I gotta tell my story the way I tell my story, but basically it's gonna be factual. I said that in this company here, Richard,
yeah.
we have people that in this administration here, if they don't like you, they will go out their way to hurt you. They will fire you, such as they did Rita Jackson at Ball. They will do things to you, such as in my case, deny you services and things like that. They had everybody, that whole team was there, all the King Horse and all the King Men's there. But you're not a real king. But I'm just there. All the Purse was there and all his folks was there. Everybody was there, in my opinion, against me. Had Brunel there. Brunel was there to protect Percy. But Percy was more confrontational than he normally is. He's always soft, but he spoke up and he's, actually did say. But Solly had to tell him, no, it wasn't Mr. Holt, and I didn't. I said, I'm a hired consultant. I'm the individual that's going to help him bring his house back up. Yeah. I said, my problem with all this, I tried to meet with Laura Carmichael a couple of times, and I never heard from her. And she said, nobody told me anything. So see how they doing. Yeah. Yeah. She said nobody told her anything. But what she did do is she gave me her card, and I called her up, and I did make an appointment. And me and the homeowners are going there and meeting with her. She's the boss. I'm telling you, this man told me, he said he's not giving. That's not his duty to tell nobody what he's not going to give. If I want a permit, I should be able to get a permit.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm talking about it ain't his job. He come there, his job to come there and inspect. Okay, we gonna call him in when it's time. He ain't got no business coming on the job, period, till it's time we ask him for an inspection. And he come out and inspect and see if it's right. It's termites on the wall. Man, this is not the phone company. This is not 1960. We're very familiar with the Solly name now. We're very familiar because we've been getting, Solly ain't been too friendly in the black community. Now, what I mean by that, not to kind of pick on Sheriff Solly, is that, in my opinion, the deputies and all them focus on the black community too much.
Hell, you can get rid of termites.
Yeah, you can get rid of termites, but then how about, he said, I got pictures, but I'm going to let y'all know this. I have videos and I have pictures. The house have very good structure, very good bones. It's part of it got to come down because of the termites. But that's a given. But for him to say you got to tear it all the way down and rebuild, you got good bones, the roof and all that is good. I'm talking about the bracing and all that is very good. But you got to tear it all down. That's not his duty to tell him that and not point it. And it's also not their duty to tell Carly he can't build back there. I said, you see where you're going with this, folks? I said, you got 3 black men with black businesses that we can't operate, and white folks telling us we can't do it on the black community. But here the thing of it is that the law don't stand with him. The law is not with them on that. And when I went there and told them about this, my problem out here with water being here, Kim took that over. Is it one building? Is it this? I said, look, the Lockhart family, if you go outside, it's 3 separate addresses. It's 3811, that's right here, in this section here. And this part over there, when you go say about, I say about 20 feet, it's 3813. And then once you get the garage and that other part, that's 3813. This 3813, that's 3815. 3811, 3813, 3815. And I had this, I said, it's like the mall out there.
I mean, why was she asking all these damn questions anyway? It's
Because
not like she know any damn thing about building.
I'm sure.
But
trying to see, I said, it has lights there already. And the lights been there 20, 30, 40 years, maybe even 50 years. But they don't have sewage there because it was a family business. We can come out and use the bathroom here. They had 2 bathrooms. It wasn't even a door there. We had to tear the wall down over there when they rented that out. They had to tear the wall down and then come through the garage and come down. They had to make stairs to that. There's no stairs. Ed Lynch did that. He made the stairs to it. Otherwise, you had to go all the way around to get to it. So, but how about I read the law? I had them give me the law and I had to pay for it. I was telling you when I got it. The law says that the city shall provide service. See, we can't go cut up sidewalks or anything like that. And then I told them what the law said, that the city shall provide those services up until the property, up until 100 feet from the meter. So they can even come inside your property line and put it in if necessary, because sometimes it's necessary. And it says the homeowner is required. And so Hugh Smith stood up And he said he's right about the law says share. But if we have to cut a sidewalk and we have to do all that, then we put that on the, I said, but that ain't what the law said. The law don't say that. The law said that you pay for it. And see, they doing a lot of things. Let me tell you what else they did. I said, then they were like, I went all the way back to 1957 too, Bill. I went all the way back and brought them up, and every time that they had a change in the ordinance, they said they repealed all preceding ordinance or any kind of conflict. They put that all the way up in there until this administration got in there. Talking about the water rates haven't been raised, but when they went from $250 to $750 for a tap. And then now you understand what a tap is. We know what a tap is. It ain't nothing but tapping in. That's a lot of money. And then sewage now for a Y is $550 for to tap into a Y sewage. A Y is a Y connector, like a Y. They spell it W-Y-E, but it's a Y connector. And also it's $750 if you're going lateral, meaning that it's straight. And I can understand that a Y connector they could probably cap it off or something, and it wouldn't spill so much. But something laying out, they're going to bust into it and tie it into it. Be a lot of spillage, probably more work. But the thing of it is, folks, that they don't supposed to charge us for any of this, and they should not. And we have an administration that just charge. We already paying a water bill, and it's very high. And I looked at all of that. And so they had an attorney there. His name was Stovers. But, Lo, you did that because Will Simmons had been coming, folks. Will Simmons did not come. That law field did not come today. Kermit Kendricks could not make it. So he had one of his associates come here out of Jackson. The home office in Birmingham came here out of Jackson, and he didn't know anything. And him and I kind of like had a little debate. He was talking to me. No, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm very good at research. And here the thing of this, Richard. If they say that we repeal the old law, they did that consistently up until 2016 when George Thomas made the motion and Barbara Henson seconded, and Ken Bonner Houston was the president at that particular time, and they signed it. But one thing they did not do, they did not repeal the old laws. And that man tried to tell me that an amendment, no, it does not. You got to repeal the old laws, don't you got a conflict. Also, it says that when they repealed the old law, everybody did that from 1957. They did it consistently all the way up until the last time they did it, up until 2006.
So this lawyer from Jackson. From Jackson, maybe that's the reason why they have such a big
young and fresh
in Jackson.
But you understand what I'm saying? If I do something consistently, I'm set a precedent. This is how it's done. You got to keep going with that same way, and they didn't do that. They didn't repeal the old law. So they got it in the old law that they didn't repeal the old law. So I went back to where the law hadn't been repealed. And then here the thing of it is, even when they repeal it, they repeal every law that they repeal, every law that they amended, they put it in there. The one that said that the city got to pay for the city stuff, and the stuff that I got to pay for on my right of way, it's a totally different ordinance. Never been repealed. So they got to put that up there. I told them I don't care, and I'm saying again, I know y'all watching that. I said I'm not gonna pay it, and it's not because I don't have the money. It's not right for me to pay for anything out there on that streets. It is against the law for me to go out there and cut the streets, cut the sidewalks, or do anything to city property. But they want to charge me to come in there and then charge me for the water and charge me for all the waste that go into it. So that's the reason why you have a water bill and a sewage bill. That's how they pay for their services. Yeah, but but you know, I got to tell y'all, the person did wanted to know, could I go to jail? Could I be arrested? Is it a fine that I have to pay? And Solid told him no, it wasn't me. But he said even so, he never gave the guy a ticket. He never gave the guy a warning. They just came there and he was doing work. And you know, I tried, Kim, this is a young black man that's trying to do business. Never done this before. Buying up these old houses around here, fixing them up. They ought to be glad of that. Am I right or wrong?
Hell yeah, they ought to be glad.
But he don't know. He's not a builder, so Solid go in there don't know either. No, you can't do that. And Solid mad as hell too, Bell. I ain't gonna give him one. That ain't his duty. He's an inspector. He don't issue a license. They have a license examiner that does that. They issue a license in the state of Mississippi, and they have a clerk there that issue those things. That's not his duty, and that's what really got me upset about this. And I said that. I said this administration is just so bad when it comes to that. I say y'all got so many lawsuits. I said, but you know, person, I looked over, I said, it's not even your fault. And I looked at Weston, I looked at Fannie Johnson, Dwayne Davis, I thought he was a dummy. I'm just telling you, folks, so I don't mean no disrespect. I'm just pointing, I'm trying to give you guys an idea of how he looked. He stood that stoic, meaning like almost as he had done had, he looked like he sit there with the appearance of a catatonic schizophrenic. What they call a frontal lobotomy when they take away all your emotions and feelings. They used to do that back in the day. The Kennedy family had a sister, and she lived longer than all of them. But they did, because she had mental illness, they remove all the nerves and everything, and so she just was like this. And that's the way Dwayne Davis was. He just looked. He did not opinionate. Carl Clark went to him. This man didn't say anything, didn't do anything. I mean, he don't even understand. He said, I said, it's y'all fault. I even looked over there in the corner at George. George sitting way back over there too, but make sure he don't get COVID or whatever he's afraid of. But he didn't say anything. But Kim was kind of rude and took over. I said, Kim, you doing all the talking, not enough listening. I said, this ain't even, this man needs to speak. That's her
problem. That's her problem. She loved to hear herself talk.
Yeah. She talk more than Lord, have mercy. You know, I love to talk to her, but I promise you.
Excuse me, Greg, but I got to say this. She say more words out her mouth than Stacey having dick going in her. God damn. Have to let that one go. I mean, she do a lot of talking.
Yeah, and she do talk too much. She just talk too much, and Percy was just bold. When I went outside, him and Terrell was already out there scheming, folks, and talking. I said, you tried to put me in jail. I said, Donald Trump. I said, one down. I said, we done got rid of Donald Trump. It's your turn now. I said, you tried to put me in jail. You trying to, let me tell you what he said too, but this is what he said. I'm finna quote him. He said that you got that young boy thinking he's going to be mayor. That's what he said. He made a reference to Weston. Now, there's a young man, young boy, thinking he's going to be mayor of Meridian. I said, Percy, you don't understand. I said, you don't understand. I said, we voting to get your ass up out of there. And that's the truth, folks. You understand that we're going to have a meeting here in a few minutes. We're going to go to break. Lo, I know you got some things that you need to talk about and we want to talk about. And we coming back with the dice, man. We're going to hit in Joe Biden. Folks, I voted for Joe Biden. And I know a lot of things about him. I know about him sponsoring the bill of 1994. I know just about everything that Dice going to present today. He's a white man. It is not his duty to look out for me or for you. It is our duty to look out for ourselves. But we got to look at all our options, and then I can say that he evolved on the issues. And when I say evolved on the issues, is that he sponsored the Second Chance Act. He did that as senator. Man, this here was a recidivism program that they're using in order for people to come back into the community. Him and Barack Obama did the Fair Sentencing Act in 2010. And then what Donald Trump is talking about he did for us, it's just, and it took a bipartisan effort to pass that bill. But it started under Barack Obama. Barack Obama freed a lot of people. He did a lot of things that we don't know about. And Joe Biden, but one thing I can say that Joe Biden did do, in a way of everybody get, my sister said this about Percy Bland, just give him a chance, just give him a chance. Not this time. That was the last time. And we gave him a chance, and he got worse and worse and worse.
We got fucked. We got fucked big time.
And this time, Donald Trump, and I said this, is that Donald Trump shows no type of remorse. He has not evolved at all. When a black person got killed, he had negative things to say about that. And I don't think Dice's going to promote Donald Trump. I think he's going to talk about all the things that Joe Biden has done. And I got to say this again, is that we don't have to just talk about Joe Biden. We can talk about the Congressional Black Caucus. At the time that this bill was passed in 1994, 2/3 of the Congressional Black Caucus signed on to it and approved it and passed it, including the only one black senator, the Mosley Braun lady from Illinois. She's the only person signing it. So 2/3 of the black Congressional Black Caucus signed it, and it was a bipartisan protest. Even though he sponsored it, he could not get it passed by himself. Now the man done a lot of things, but you got to look at it. He is an old white man. He's 80 years old. He probably done seen lynching and probably been involved with lynching. But I done some things too now. I have. I done some things against shoes. I mean, I came up, I'm 67, so I done some things to some white folks. They done some things to us. But we've evolved. And so everybody having, some of you out there done some things. But we getting ready to go to break right now. So Dice, you got that song. Richard, how you doing today? Richard, got anything to say?
Not too much. I'm just taking the notes.
Love, what about you? What you think about, oh yeah, folks, I got to tell y'all the rest of this. Did y'all know that when Person went outside of the door, Brunel was there. His job was to protect Person and to grab me and put me in jail. Folks, now, I have pretty good control. I was not going to let them lead me down that highway of no return. I was not going to let them. So Kim opened up with a prayer, of which I think that is so, folks, I think it's against the United States Constitution when you say prayers. And do you realize that some of the worst cities in this country is opened up with a prayer? Some of the most racist and corrupt folks in this America open up with a prayer. And it's sad that they use God like that, because Kim ain't done nothing in her ward. She ain't done nothing for this community. But she want to open up with God. And then another thing she want to say, let's be professional.
And she not even professional.
Yeah. And man, she hit that thing on me about knock, 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 knock.
Like she's a damn judge. Yeah. I don't understand why come they open up with a prayer when they already had their mind made up, just like they had their mind made up when they confirmed Chris Reed in as the police chief. Well, this inexperienced, incompetent ass. Let me tell you what Chris Reed do.
What he do?
He go right there to the town hall in Marion. They got a police chief there by the name of Randall Davis. Mm-hmm. Always taking pictures with him, putting it on Facebook. When it comes to these damn crime, he can't get his ass out there and solve that. One thing I can say about Dubois, when Dubois was the police chief, he was the only department head that was inside the city hall during the work session meeting, in the city council meeting. Why come Person need a goddamn team of damn Negroes and these damn white folks at the city council meeting, work session meeting, when they should be out here solving these damn crime? Every day there's a shooting in Meridian. Every single day now. If you look at WTOK Facebook page from yesterday up on the city of Meridian arrest docket, they have 2 people that was arrested for shooting, but you didn't hear this shit on WTOK News. You didn't hear this shit.
Yeah.
None of this shit. And then, I think that week before last, when a guy was shot right there at the Selco store going toward Bonita Lake, a homeless guy was shot now. The guy shot the glass out the store. You can hear a damn thing about that on the news. But every time you turn around, you got Chris Reed on Facebook posting pictures of basketball and football with Randall Davis. Ain't no damn crime going on in Marion, Mississippi. Randall Davis can't train Chris Reed a damn thing. Because basically, what Marion Police Department do is the same damn thing a state trooper do. Write damn tickets.
That's right.
Lauderdale County Sheriff Department take care of all their felony charge. So what the fuck did Randall Davis can teach Chris Reed? No. Not a damn thing.
And I agree with you.
I just don't understand that shit. Like, I'm going to tell you something. Next month, Chris Reed will be right there in Marion Town Hall passing out damn toys to kids with Randall Davis when he need to be out here solving these damn crimes.
And he ain't never done these kind of things before. Again, that's politicking, as you say.
Yeah,
they're trying to trick people and get them involved to vote. And what we got to do is we got to turn out again, folks. We got 1 down, 1 to go. We got to do this one more time.
You see them signs of a person around town, do them big-ass signs of a person up?
I haven't seen
That's
one
fear.
Yet.
That's fear.
Yeah.
Election ain't till next year. Why this Negro got his sign up already? That's fear. He know he ain't done shit. He's scared. Then referring to Weston as a little boy, back in May of 2017, old person, you were kissing Weston Lindeman's ass. But since Weston Lindeman find you out to be the crooked, corrupted motherfucker that you are, now he's a little boy. Now he's a full-throttle grown-ass man. The grown man you were big and helped your black ass out.
Yep, and
little
not
boy.
only that, he's doing things like a man. He's standing up. And folks, Weston Lindeman will be here to speak for himself Thursday. So my guest Thursday will be Weston Lindeman. So make sure you tune in. But I can tell you people that when I got outside and Percy was talking, Brunel was at the bottom, the middle way, on the Amazing. He was standing there, and his duty was guarded. Again, Percy was kind of confrontational. But too bad I didn't let him violate my personal space. But if things would have got out of hand, I'd be in jail now. I wouldn't be in here.
He would have knocked your ass down the step, Percy. He would have knocked your frail. Oh, he's so damn free. He would have knocked your fragile ass down the step. And Brunel, your ass would have got it too. You know what? That's what person wanted you to do. Get out of line so he can have his steroid injecting ass officer to take you to jail. So when Winston do decide to run next year and you supporting Winston, they'll bring that charge over you whooping Percy ass.
But I tell you what though, it wouldn't have been. He couldn't have done it by himself.
Oh, I know he couldn't.
They'd have had to dial 911. The police would have had to dial 911. You see me smiling, but I'm telling you,
you would have broke your damn real person.
Man, folks, let me just stand up a little bit and just show y'all a little bit. Like right here, these are your floating ribs right here, but right here they don't float. So when you hit somebody right there, what happens then, where I was touching it right here, when you hit somebody right there, you actually break those ribs and it go inside the lungs and it deflate the lungs.
Knock the wind out your ass.
One blow, I would have cracked all his ribs and Brunel would have ran up the step. I would have, same kick y'all seen on Facebook, I'd have knocked his ass out the window with it. I'm just telling y'all the truth. And I would have been on the run. I'm just telling you the truth. I have done things, people. And I have never, ever been there when they was looking for a great hold. I'd disappear like a ghost. I'd have been gone. There'd have been 2 helicopters headed to Jackson, one with Brunel in it and one with Percy in it. Because they wouldn't have been the same.
Hell, he be heading to the funeral home with Percy, bitch ass.
So I don't want to kill him. I just want to let him know that I ain't afraid of them, but I'm smart enough not to let it get to that. Mm-hmm. I did not allow for them to manipulate me. And Percy was trying because he ain't never been, in my opinion, so confrontation. And he really did. I wouldn't say if it wasn't so. He really did wanted me to go to jail from that city council chamber. Mm-hmm. But he didn't have a team player. If that man would have lied, say, yeah, Hope was over there, did that, yeah, we gave him a ticket. All they had to do was tell a lie. Mm-hmm. And then it would have been a riot then at City Hall. Cause now I can remember, I got to tell y'all another one of my stories. I used to, this guy's dead now, they call him Tucker Sturtevant. You remember the Sturtevant bicycle shop? Mm-hmm. Yeah. One of them, they still got an upholstery shop up there, Henry Sturtevant, Big Hen, they call it. His brother had killed somebody before, and he was kind of walking real bad, folks. And this in the 70s. And every time he passed by me, he would bump me. Mm-hmm. And so I asked him, I was real nice. I said, hey, every time you pass by me, you bump me. I was getting ready to say, my thing say, if you're unaware you're doing it, I understand. Mm-hmm. But if it's intentional, I want it to stop. Mm-hmm. I didn't get a chance to say if it's intentional. Once I said that means he's come out with look and the MF word. But when he said the mud part, but the other part, he had to swallow that because I hit him. Mm-hmm. I did. I hit him, boy, and he swung at me and we fought. And I had people hitting me or trying to hit me from every which way. I was in the club. Mm-hmm. And so anything touched me, I react with a flip or throw or something like that. And then all of a sudden somebody grabbed me in a bear hug and ran across the room with me. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about they had their head buried so I couldn't see who it was. And so I hit them in the side of the ear with a heel of the palm. Mm-hmm. And they didn't do anything. And so I did it real hard. I went bam, bam, bam. And then I went, and his head started falling back and I hit him in the nose and it fell back on the wall. It was Jim McShann. Mm-hmm. Now let me tell y'all, y'all look at Jim McShann now. He can't hardly walk, but Jim McShann from back in the day was a Superman and stronger than an ox. And I couldn't believe it. But I said that to say this, is that when you're in a situation like that, you don't know who your friends are until you know who your friends are. Mm-hmm. But that's how I'd have did up in there today. Mm-hmm. I'd have been, anybody touched me, came up on me, it would have been a riot. Too bad I'd have went out to wonder. I'd have ninjutsu out to wonder. They said, look at that old man climbing that wall like Spider-Man. But I'd have got away.
When Percy there, when you had the board over your stomach, on your chest, and who that was that hit the nails?
That was Two Bell.
But when Percy there?
Yeah, he was there.
Oh, I bet he was shaking like a leaf on a tree.
That's the reason why he had Brunel there. I ain't worried about Brunel. Brunel, I don't take steroids or anything like that. I'm not saying that he do, but he look like he does because he's so...
Do you take steroids, Brunel? Tell the truth. He ain't gonna tell the damn truth. He ain't gonna tell the damn truth. Hey, I remember when Brunel was served paper for being behind on child support.
Yeah. And when I left, and how I know that Brunel was there for me is because when I left, Brunel left. When I got in my vehicle, he left too. So Brunel was there to protect Percy. And Percy, let me tell you something, Percy. You better have way more than that. I'm going to tell you what's his name? Demetrius, is that his name? The one that had the black dude that's always in city court. What's his name?
Dietrich Robertson.
Yeah, Dietrich Robertson. Now, he probably could calm me down. Probably. But I think I'll punch a hole through that bulletproof vest he got. I hit just that hard. I'm going to show y'all. Y'all think I'm done. I hit hard.
I know you hit hard.
I mean, I hit hard. I'm talking about it. I'm impervious to pain. And fear just make you turn you into, I ain't afraid of going to jail. They done killed that. Y'all
you remember that day you hit Dennis' door over there? That day was I was at Dennis' house. You was over there. You hit the door.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know you hit hard.
Yeah, I do hit hard. But anyway, we're going to go to break now, folks, and then we're going to come back. We're going to take your questions. No, we're going to go head to head first, and then we're going to take the questions. How we going to do it, Dice?
Yeah, we'll take the questions, then we'll do all that.
We're gonna take your questions. We're going head to head, and then we going back. Yeah, we going back if any of you have any questions or comments. So, go ahead, Dice. Play us a song. Take us to break. Hey, folks, welcome back to Reaching Out with Eddie. Dice, man, come on, tell us what you got. Ain't no sense in just holding this thing up any longer. And the person name, they call her Kiki. Her name is Janiqua Hudson.
Okay.
All right. Okay, I'm sorry. Look, throw it off.
That's the one that's in the hospital.
Yeah, if she might be dead already, but they said that she's on life support. And they took off life support when I talked, and so then they was getting ready to go. The Dice man is just awesome, folks. I'm looking at what this man did. It's just awesome. Dice, I promise you, what he did, folks, I wish y'all could see this. I'm looking at myself talking to you. I'm seeing the Dice man in front of me. Dice, you awesome. I see everything up there. Dice bringing his facts. I see what you guys see.
Thank you. Well, let me introduce everything. Let me set it up like this. Since we kind of pressed for time a little bit, we're going to end up doing this in 2 or 3 shows, probably. What I wanted to do was...
Hey, family, I love y'all.
You can't see that. But anyway, a little while back, I was trying to decide who I was going to vote for. I'm not the type of person that follows. And when I do follow, I know who to follow. And I use a couple of things to navigate that. One thing is I pay attention. I don't get into whether somebody else is mad at somebody, whether somebody else thinks somebody is a clown or whatever. I use my own judgment. So what I started looking at, same thing I did with religion.
Can I pause you for a minute? I just like what you just said, and we got to do that, people. That's the reason why I have so much respect for him, because he does that. And we all need to do that. I mean, weigh things out. Look at things. Don't worry about who's mad at you or what's politically correct or who's important. We got to look at their report card. We got to look what they've done and what they're going to do or what they can bring to the table.
Right, most definitely. So what I end up doing once I started paying attention, I say, man, we're in trouble. Meaning the people, black people for one, but the people who are just running behind these Democrats. Now, somebody's already mad because I said that, but I had to judge it from a truth standpoint. Meaning, okay, if I'm going to look at these people's record, I got to look at what they're actually showing me. I got to look at what they have shown me. That's an indicator of what they might not do in the future. Most of all, I started paying attention to what people were doing with Donald Trump. When Donald Trump got into office, a lot of people started making him into a clown. Ice Cube hit it on the head when he said, we made him the boogeyman. So therefore, once you make somebody a boogeyman, nobody wants to listen to that person. They can say actual correct information, but because you already have it in your head, this person is a clown, you won't pay attention to what they're saying. You'll talk about their hair, you'll talk about how they look, what their clothes are, what clothes they're wearing, all that. So that's where I started. And so when Lolo was in here a few weeks ago, we decided we have a little back and forth. And I just want everybody to know before we get started here, it's all in fun, while serious at the same time, but it's all in fun. And you as the people get a chance to judge the information that's being presented, hopefully from a neutral standpoint, and it helps somebody. So if you're ready, let's do it, Ms. Lolo.
I don't think the people made Donald Trump a clown. Trump made himself a clown. Who should have Lysol up the IV?
Yeah.
He encouraged people to use Lysol. to cure COVID. You know, I think he made himself a clown.
And I like to say this, and well, Ice Cube is defending himself by saying that's very clever. That's like an escape, in my opinion, because what Ice Cube did, he don't have any other reasons for him to have basically endorsed Donald Trump a few weeks or a few days before election, saying the people made him a boogeyman. He's not the boogeyman, but he's a clown and he's an embarrassment, and he's not stellar enough to be the president of my United States.
Okay. You guys keep going. I'm pulling something up while y'all talking.
I read up on Ice Cube, and Ice Cube, you know, has really been getting it from his fan base. Everything he said, a platinum plan. Wow, it's easy to talk. Talk is the cheapest thing in the world to do, but Donald Trump hadn't produced any of that since he's been in there. He hadn't done anything because he, what they call the First Start or the First Step Act, he passed that. Well, it was a bipartisan effort that was passed by everybody, but it hadn't done everything that it can do. And not only that, it was a bipartisan, meaning that it has to pass in the House, and it had to pass in the Senate, and he had to sign it. And how about it? Ain't nothing that came about it. Ain't nothing that he came about, but they still, and at the same time, him funding all that, he didn't give them the money that they needed to implement all the programs, and at the same time, he said, start killing these people on death row. And they've already killed 7 people. 5 white folks, 2 Native Americans, and 1 black person. And you have a total of about 55 on there. And if I'm not mistaken, the majority of them are white, but you got 22 black folks on death row that Donald Trump said kill. So him signing paperwork, but you look at all his other actions, what he doing in this country, like when Jeff Ford or somebody else that was killed, then he promoted that. And then a meeting with people that are doing that. So now, Ice Cube, I don't care what you say. Yeah, well, we listen to what you say. What kind of boogeyman are you?
Ice Cube was secretive about it too. You know, the Republican exposed him for having that behind-the-scene meeting with Donald Trump. Haven't been for him being exposed. Ice Cube when he did the video, went viral doing the video. He was upset because his ass was exposed.
And
Right.
go ahead, you ready?
Yeah, just about.
Ice Cube only cares about himself. You know, Ice Cube got all that money.
And he hadn't done anything, and everybody he hired, they were poor folks. I mean, he didn't pay them hardly anything. And if he was really wanted to do something for the black community, then you would have gave Chris Tucker that $20 million he was asking for to be in Friday too. And then you got probably about $200 or $300 million. You don't need a platinum plan. Get a bronze plan and use your money, nigga.
Amen. But Dice gonna tell you Ice Cube don't owe anybody anything. He do what he wanted to do with
But neither does Donald Trump, and neither does Joe Biden. We all owe ourselves. One thing I like about this thing that came out with Anita Hill and Clarence Thomas, that we all should pull ourselves up by our own bootstrap. But by pulling ourselves up by our own bootstrap, that don't mean that I should cut your bootstrap out of your hand or do all I can to try to impede upon your rights. And ever since Clarence Thomas, that's the worst kind of Uncle Thomas I ever seen in my life. I mean, and please don't put in there about what Uncle Tom really is. You know, it's metaphorically speaking, it's what he represents. We know that real Uncle Tom really wasn't what we but you know what we mean by Uncle Tom, a nigga that sell us out.
We supposed to say Sambo.
Well, Sambo.
But okay, all right. So what I did, sorry I didn't have this ready, but what I did was, in my research, I knew somebody had already done what I was fixing to do, which was go find out all these things they were saying this man said versus what he didn't say. So let's talk about the racism part. What I did, I got this video, I'm going to pull it up. I want you guys to pay attention. And let's just look at a little piece of it. And I will put the video links in the description so you guys can go watch the full thing after the show. Okay, let's check this one out. Let's see what we got.
Oh, hey there. It's me, Kayvon, by far the most famous and influential half-Persian comedian in the world. I come from a Muslim immigrant family, and if you're wondering about these black circles under my eyes, no, I'm not tired, I'm just Persian. Since I come from that kind of a background, I need to pick a non-racist candidate for this upcoming election, and we're going to do that together. Obviously, the media tells us Donald Trump is the racist, so that's going to be pretty easy. After all, he did call white supremacists fine people, remember? Show the clip.
They were people protesting very quietly the taking down of the statue of Robert E. Lee. People that were very fine people on both sides. And I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay?
Okay, so that whole fine people thing was a hoax. He denounced white supremacy. Well, that was just a fluke. Remember, in the most recent debate, Trump would not denounce or condemn white supremacy or the KKK. Show that one.
Are you willing tonight to condemn white supremacists and militia groups and to say that they need to stand down and not add to the violence in a number of these cities, as we saw in Kenosha and as we've seen in Portland?
Sure,
Are you
I'm willing
prepared
to do that.
specifically?
All right, if he keeps condemning, we're going to have to give him a coin like Mario. Eventually he'll get a free life. But that wasn't a very good condemnation. I like him hard and fast. It's not like he already condemned white supremacy to that same reporter 4 years earlier, is it?
What are your views on the Ku Klux Klan and white supremacists?
I totally disavow the Ku Klux Klan. I totally disavow David Duke.
You're telling me he condemned white supremacy to the same reporter? And why is Chris Wallace so focused on condemning white supremacy? This is like a fetish for this sicko. Go on. Do it. Condemn it, Mr. President. Condemn it for me. One more time. Tell me I'm a bad boy. Tell me I'm a racist. Tell me you hate the KKK. I need you to do it. Ooh, tell me how much you hate the Grand Wizard. Oh, disgusting. I'm creeped out just watching that. Well, whatever. At least Biden would never say anything even.
Yeah. I want to say this, but go ahead, Lo. You go
That's
first.
sound bites.
Those just sound bites. That's all it is. I can go and pick this. I can go and do the exact same thing with Donald Trump, and I've heard him actually would not do the very things that he did. Eventually, he did do that. I know that eventually he did, but those are just sound bites of him doing that. But that's not who Donald Trump is. Donald Trump trying to get elected president of the United States, and it did not work. Did not work.
That's it. That's it.
Those are sound bites.
I say it's more than sound bites, and there's a difference between.
Because you have to have you have to have the whole entire video, not just parts. And the moderator did not ask that question more than one time. You see, he kept on saying sure, sure, sure. No, he didn't say no sure no 3 or 4 times. He did not do that.
If you watched his
He
mouth,
told-
he said sure. What the guy did was simply put it on the screen for you to see the words that he was saying.
But he said
He didn't
those-
say sure no 3 times.
But he actually did. He actually eventually he did. But in the beginning, he got so much media flight behind that he had to denounce those organizations and those people. But he did not do so initially. And all I do is read the news. And I know two belt out there gonna say the same exact thing.
What did he tell them? He tell them. Well, he says stand back, stand down, or stand back, or stand close, or however he worded it
You're
that
talking
night.
about with the Proud Boys.
Yeah, the Proud Boys.
He was saying stand back or whatever for them.
Stand
Yeah.
by. But what the
Right.
Proud Boys are? Who are they?
They're a racist group.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
I knew they were racist. I
a
wanted you to
racist
say
group.
it.
I put it that way. But again,
what I want to do is because in all fairness, for you to show this, and we can go and do the exact same thing what you did. We can go get Donald Trump wouldn't do it. We can so it'd be like what you call catch-22. But how about we agree to disagree? That Donald Trump is a racist and so is Biden. He's still my president.
Well, let's not. I'm not gonna go that easy. Let's put it this way. My point in showing it is not that can't nobody else do it. My point is people are saying he said things that he actually didn't say because they did not show the full context of the video. Not meaning the whole video. You don't have to show the whole video. But if you show the words before, when he made the statement, and then after, then you know you got the full context.
But you can go back when that stuff actually happened and get that news report. He would not denounce them. He would not denounce any of those. He wouldn't. But in the end, he had to because he wanted to be elected president of the United States.
Okay, well,
and one of those clips was from the debate. Remember that debate? One of the clips from the debate.
That was the one he just showed from the debate.
Well, the video was just getting started, but I say this: the full video will be in the description so that the people can see it.
Yeah, people, y'all leave y'all comments so Dice and I both can answer those.
Right.
Yeah.
And if y'all want to, we can do a private session where we watch all these and go over them, and then we talk about it. You can pick out the clips you want to do.
How about let's do that? No, that's what we need to do. We need to do that.
Because I am kind of having a little hard time being the engineer, plus trying to get this clip, plus trying to get all y'all in the thing. So.
And the cat got lost and got Richard on too. But the cat seen it. The cat came in, snatched it, and then took it on out the street. They ain't saying anything.
You know, last time I was here, or last Tuesday, Dice said Trump giving the black collar some money. Wow.
I said that, and
but that wasn't Trump doing. The only thing Trump done was sign the bill. That's all he done was sign his junk card.
He didn't sign the bill. He continued the bill that was already there.
Yeah, but he signed it. Only thing he had was his signature. That's it.
But it's still underfunded. They need a minimum of $1 billion. 800 to 85 to 80 to 85 million dollars is not enough. They need a minimum of $1 billion. A minimum.
Right. Well, Omarosa asked for that. What Johnny Taylor asked for, Trump signed off on. And it was supposed to be over a 10-year period that they were going to get that worked out. I got a clip of that if y'all want to see.
But I read the thing, and the thing said that he signed, it's just 85, it just continued on from 80 to 85 billion.
Well, this is my point. That's my whole point. What you just did, what you just said is my whole point. Whenever when you're hearing something from the horse's mouth, I don't argue with that. Not me. When I see the president when I see the president of HBCUs who says, no, that's not what I asked for. Omarosa asked for that. This is what I asked for. This is what he said. This is what we plan to do.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring what the president of them saying that we need a minimum of $1 billion that we're still underfunded and is not enough money going to historical black colleges and universities. That's HBCU.
Okay, sound good. We're going to go over that.
No.
You know what? I don't think Biden racist. I think back in his younger days when he first became a senator, I think he was like 29 years of age. So, he had to do whatever to fit in. I don't think the man's a racist. I really don't.
And it did increase in, that bill. But in the last 17 years, the prison population has actually went down. But it's still 40% of the people in prison in the U.S. are black folks. And we on the Constitution still 13% of the U.S. population. But when that bill came out, we were about 50% of the total U.S. prison population.
Well, I don't agree with that. I think he is racist. He has made a lot of racist comments.
Like what?
I will prove them.
Like what Sam Bite those too?
No, wait a minute. I'm going to prove them with them coming out of his mouth. Again, I don't argue. When you say something with your mouth, I don't argue with that. Especially if I have you saying it with your mouth.
You done said a lot of things, but
people can have stuff come out your mouth that you didn't say. I see videos like that all the time.
Yeah, I have too, but we know that every video ain't gonna be like that, especially when these are old videos. So I mean,
they can go put up a damn. I'm pretty sure. Come on now, you should geek when it comes to the computer shit. You can do it too.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about, but that's not gonna be on the video from 2011, 2010. They didn't have that then. They weren't doing that.
He's done.
You can do it now.
Yeah, you do it now.
But it's not just him. Not only
you
him.
can take that whole video. You can do it now. People do it all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
My little girl didn't know how to do it because she showed me something today where she changed her face to a sister face.
I got a son that know how to do it. He gonna take that whole video and do it right now.
Right.
My son will watch it. He can do it now.
Okay, so this is what I want to do with this though. Again, when we have this closed session, I'm sorry, people. If we just had another engineer, I'd be throwing them videos at y'all.
How about do that? Let Lo look at them and I'll look at them, and then we'll come back and we'll have a show next Tuesday.
Okay, let's
next
do
Tuesday.
That's going to be a lot better because I want the people to get the effect of what's really going on. That's my whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boy, I keep looking at myself. I am a good-looking man.
You know what?
Let me make my neck. Y'all see I ain't got much neck, but it's pretty neck.
You got these people saying Biden ain't gonna do no more than what Trump done. Well, Trump ain't done shit. So here's the thing: what they main focus needs to be on is the House and the Senate. The president can't make no damn move unless he have a majority.
Because
of
look
those
how
votes.
they choked Barack Obama. He was a good president. They choked him out. But we're gonna read those comments, folks, and see what you got to say, and then we'll close it out.
Hey, Dave, where is that fence? Where is that border? That fence that Trump was gonna build around Mexico? Where is it?
It's still out there. I got something for you for that.
It ain't went up yet.
I'm ready.
I just think that this would have been a good debate. Probably it would have more impact if the election had not taken place. At this point, folks, anything we say now is actually just begging the question because he's the president now. What we need to do now is see what he got 4 years, and let's see what he's going to do. We know what we had. We know what we don't want. Let's just see where we're going with that.
Do you see the Republican on internet wishing this man death? Saying he ain't going to serve after 4 years. They give him 3 months, and Kamala Harris gonna serve. Hell, Mitch McConnell older than Joe Biden is.
Yeah.
They ain't say anything about that racist bastard. Hell, he looking like he got one foot in the grave.
So, Dice, I got to ask you this, though. So how do you feel about him being president of the United States? Wait, see?
Well, I didn't vote for him, so I don't expect anything out of him.
He voted for
That's
Kanye
why
West.
I didn't vote for him anyway. But it's a situation that we're all in, whether we want to or not.
But let me ask you this. What about Donald Trump? How do you feel about his current state of being? How he is. You know, he won't concede. He's basically refusing to leave. He's basically done turned into a dictator. Say he won the election that we're stealing it from, and he's not doing anything.
All right, go ahead. It's good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well,
you haven't been keeping up with that.
No, I have.
So is that okay with you, for him to act like that or carry on like that?
It's definitely okay. Let me tell you why.
What the hell?
Wait a minute. You asked me a question. I'm answering.
I want to hear your answer. Tell me.
Remember, I don't run with the group. It's okay for him to not concede, for him to want to take this thing to court, because he feels like something is not right. He sees some things that he doesn't agree with.
He has not presented any evidence of that. Nobody has.
Well, if you go back, he was talking about the mail-in votes. He said that was going to end up being a problem. I saw what happened. You asked me. I'm just answering. Let me finish.
Donald Trump mailed in his vote.
All right, but listen. Let me finish. Okay. So when the mail-in vote, when he was talking about that, he saw the problem coming. I didn't see it at the time. I heard him when he was talking about it.
Do you realize that he was creating a problem? He was creating what he's going to do.
He might have been.
Yeah,
he might have been. But at the same time, when I looked at the election results, you got record numbers on both sides, and they both outdid Obama's numbers.
Yeah.
We know something ain't right.
I don't know.
You crunch numbers.
You got a lot of
people crunch.
Hey, you got
more people that crunch numbers. I gotta say this. Is that we gotta let the election process go. No man is above the law, and the Supreme Court is the final arbiter. Everybody been throwing those things out for lack of evidence, no substance. You saying the people there's voters fraud, but you hadn't shown not one case where it's been the Attorney General for the state of Nevada said that he had one person voted twice, not in this election, but the preceding election, and he's prosecuting right now. He done threw out all 40 cases saying there was not one indication of voter fraud, not one. And you understand that a mail-in application, if it's something wrong with it, we'll throw it away. They don't even count it.
I got a lady who said that she voted, or they have her as she voted, and she says she ain't registered and she didn't vote.
Do you understand? Well, let me handle this.
Okay.
That was God. See, God the only person that don't lie and cheat. Man, all they do is lie and cheat and steal. All we've been dealing with, look how they did the Supreme Court justice. They do what they want to do. They lie, they cheat, they steal. And I can understand that we've been knocked around by the Democratic Party, folks. We have been. But not like we've been knocked around by the Republican Party. And it's just simple as that, hands down.
How does she know she voted, though, if she didn't vote?
I guess somebody brought that to her. Or she looked at it.
No. I just answered that. That's God. Because she don't lie.
No.
She don't lie.
Oh, that's not
that
God.
Ain't nothing but a lie. That's a lie.
That was a lie.
That's all it was a lie.
Perhaps she one of those people that the folks went around knocking at her door and asking her to vote for Biden or whatnot, and she didn't know she was a registered voter. Well, when you go and get your license, you can sign up at the Highway Patrolman office, or else you're an assistant, you can sign up at the food stamp office.
And we just got to believe in this process.
But let me tell Dice this, though. You have more people that signed up to vote this time around than last election. Not only that, Dice, you have Republicans that crossed over and voted for Biden. And
Donald Trump got more than 71 million votes. It's the second highest tally in American history.
And then here what Donald Trump was looking at. He was looking at the night of the election votes. That's what he was looking at. He wasn't looking at the mail-in ballots. Once those mail-in ballots started being counted, Donald Trump's vote went down. There ain't no voter fraud. He can't prove it's no voter fraud.
And not only that, one thing I like about the Republican Party, they stick together. The Attorney General in Nevada is a Republican, a white Republican. And he's saying that it's not one indication. And so these states that are turning blue. It's just that, folks, what's going on is that the old European guy is dying out. And he's not breeding. And we have a new young populace coming along that are more tolerant, more, we're not even talking about the new millennium. What do they call this new group of folks? Well, it's the millennials that are voting now. We're talking people that are 18, 19, and 20 years old that don't care about buying. I mean, they're going to look at things what's right for them. And they come with their own ideas. And these states are turning all this old way where you're setting up a system. So, and what the Republican Party have gerrymandered, lines so that they can stay in power. And Wayman Newell gonna do that. He gonna fix it so it'll be increasingly more difficult for him to lose that job. And what he gonna do, he gonna push some more people out of 2 and put them into somewhere like 1 or anywhere where it's not a lot, or maybe even in 4, and bring in some white folks so that he'll win, because we don't vote. If we start, we gotta, I mean, it's just that, hey, let's just read the comments, Becca. We'll go on and on with this.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say, Dice? I know you might, I don't want to.
No. We're good. Again, I want to be able to sit down with you guys, and we're going to really look at this thing from a neutral standpoint.
Yeah.
And once you do that, I think you're going to see something different. Because that's the only thing I did.
We looking at a neutral standpoint, though.
Well, you started calling it sound bites. I get it.
Don't
I get
sound
it.
bites.
No, I get it. It's a difference. But we'll get to that. Let's read these comments so we can get out of here. And we setting it up for next week.
Tuesday.
Whenever
we're gonna look
together.
at everything, and then that way we come here, we can have our debate without.
We'll be ready.
We'll be talking about our facts and how the little index cards. But what about Richard?
Right, I forgot to ask.
We're gonna bring Richard. We're gonna bring Richard Tong back because he ain't had it tonight.
You got something? Let's let Brother Richard.
I've always been like this. I don't care who's in position or who's in the White House. Doesn't matter about color or anything. The people that's in charge are always looking out for themselves and for their families. I don't care who it is. That's just the way people work and that's how they think. You can say Democrat, Republican. It doesn't matter. The people in office have to say yes or no. If the president want to veto something, he does it. Everybody has to agree or disagree on everything that's brought to the table. If you don't pass my bill, I'm not going to pass your bill. That's just the way it works. To me, I look at them as 4 people. I don't look at them as a group. 4 people, your president, Congress, House, and all those guys. I look at them as one person. They have to vote and agree on whatever brought before them. If they don't vote on what's brought before them, it don't get passed. That's how I think.
But they have a way of circumventing that. They call that, them executive orders, them little things they sign. And then the president can sign them, and the next one come in there can undo them. And I just think they need to do away with the executive orders. They need to, because it needs to be like what you just said. Once a law is passed, it needs to stay like that until it's changed. I don't think a president should be able to sign a law into effect. What they call them, executive orders or something like
executive
that.
Order.
Yeah, they need to get away from that. That's bad. That's horrible in my opinion. Because Joe Biden gonna go in there, Donald Trump undid all of Barack Obama's. Joe Biden gonna go in there and undo all of Donald Trump's allegedly, and then somebody else will come in and undo his. It's just like that, and it should be like that. We need those checks and balances. And when they have those executive orders, and then we don't have checks and balances, we lose that. Dice man, those comments.
Okay, let's see who we got here. V's Catering LLC says good evening.
What up, V?
Hey, V.
Thais E says good evening, everyone.
What up, Ty?
So Thais. Ellen Franklin says good evening, peeps.
What up?
Hey, Marie.
Miss Franklin. Sampley BTW. Hope I said that right. Says hi. I enjoy reaching out with Eddie. You tell the truth.
What up?
Thank you.
Elena Marie Davis, good friend of mine, says, good evening to you all.
What up?
I always enjoy you all's show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And good evening.
V's Catering says, shame on Bland.
Absolutely.
Let's see here. Felicia Brown says, hello, Eddie, Dice, Lolo, and guess good seeing you all.
What up, Felicia?
Yeah.
Levi Gill sister.
Yeah. That's whose sister?
Levi Gill, the one that's
Okay,
supposed to beat up.
yeah. Hey, Felicia. Hey, fam.
Okay, let's see what else we got here. Sorry about that. Y'all got me working. Louise Jones says, good evening, everyone.
What up, Miss Louise?
Hey, Louise.
Hey, Miss Louise. Tony Owen says, good evening, you all.
What up,
I'm shouting.
Brenda Landrum says, hello, Eddie and Lo.
What up, Miss Landry?
Hey, Miss Landry.
Okay. V's Catering says, yes, it's against the Constitution. Church.
Talking about the praying. For the separation of church
Yeah, you're not
and state.
supposed to mix those
Yeah,
two.
they don't supposed to be praying at those. All it takes a lawsuit. And you know, we talked about that lawsuit today, and shame on Percy, but again, it's more so the governing authority fault. It's a shared responsibility because Percy's not going to settle the lawsuit. The governing authority going to have to do it. And then you got, I talked about how what is his name, Robert Jones, the city court judge, illegally put Greg Gillies' name on the NCIC. That's a lawsuit. They got a hellified lawsuit against them, and they're going to have to pay that. They arrested that man dad. And that's wrong.
Wow.
And they got all these lawsuits, and then the governor thought allowed that when they found out about that, they should have fired Robert Jones. They had that authority.
How long they kept the dad in jail?
Man, when they took that man in jail, and that man 80 years old, a Vietnam vet, he went to jail. They had him in jail, and then they started looking and doing the research and running it down.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, this man ain't committed no felony. This is a civil case. Hold up. Robert Jones and Mitchell Thomas out of Union got his dad on a divorce between Greg and his wife. The man not even a Mississippi resident. So because what Greg did is when Greg left with the money, and it was over $1 million, he wired the money to his daddy account. And because of that now, but he went there, he took all of it out. But because of that, they put him in the divorce suit now. In the divorce, and then fattened him all that. And they had that man picked up, made a warrant. Robert Jones put that on the NCIC. Totally illegal shit. And Percy, if he wasn't corrupt himself, he would have fired that man. But because of the things that Percy Bland and his administration done, there is several lawsuits. You got Rita Jackson potential lawsuit. If they don't give me my damn water, I'm gonna sue their ass. Cause you know I'm just telling you the truth. You know, and how about they had the authority within the ordinance to waive the fees for anybody? They did it for Bonita Lakes. And this stuff kind of pissed me off. But not only that, and then you got Ant Ball. Look how they did him. And I know it's a more. Look at Levi Gibbs, another potential lawsuit. Look at the guy they arrested wrong.
And then you got these businesses come here, Percy allow them to be here 10 and 15, 20 year taxes in
Yeah.
free.
And then here we are here, and we can't even do anything, and they down there wasting all that money down there. Now, this what I was told, folks, that it's a millionaire from the island that's paying for that down there. Say he actually gonna put a hotel there. Say he's a multi-millionaire from the islands, but it's not Hilton, it is not. I knew that, man. Ain't nowhere in the world they'll take that old raggedy hotel with something below the flood zone, water fill up in the basement and turn it into a hotel. But it's somebody, man. So it's got to be something. It might be one of them drug lords from Colombia somewhere. But they gave me his name. It's easy for me to get.
It's John something. I forget his last name.
You might be close. I can't say Two Bell well last night.
His first name John. I actually met him.
Two Bell, how you doing? Can I talk about Two Bell for a minute? But Two Bell, how you doing? You know, Two Bell told me he coming on the show next year.
Come on,
What's
Two
wrong?
Bell.
Why you gotta wait till next year?
Yeah, talk about Percy.
Why you gotta wait till next year though?
He can do it now. Percy got his sign up now. We can talk about his ass now, Two Bell.
Two Bell, you need to come on here, let people see you and meet you. Let me tell you who Two Bell is. Two Bell and David Holt and the lead singer in the church. I call him Deacon Two Bell Sunday. You know, then we got the secretary Two Bell, and then we got the nurse Two Bell. You know, it's a whole family of them Two Bell. Now it's one of them. Now I tell you, I got one knee. Ooh, she's dangerous. Man, she is. She is. I hope she be okay, you know. She do things, man. She don't care who she cut. If she saw Jesus and Jesus step on her tongue, if she'd have been with me today, person, she'd have cut you and she'd have lied out of so smooth, man, they would have been getting her a plaque. Anyway, go ahead, Dice.
Okay. Got All Gas, No Brakes 81 says, I have 30 minutes to my next counseling session. Got a chance to tune in. Hello, everyone. Hey, everyone.
What up, Covan?
Hey, Coban.
Phoenicia Lake says hello.
What up?
Hey.
Tristan B. Hampton says, good evening, beautiful people. Love you, Dice.
Let me turn
Back
away.
at you, baby. Back at you.
Go ahead, Dice. Handle that. Every time I hear the name, I see them eyes, man. And Tony watching too. I'm just close my eyes.
Got you this
I
time,
ain't
bro.
catch that. Yeah.
Joanne Holt says, "Hey, my brothers
Ooh.
and Lolo."
I said, hey, we got to talk about the store. The store doing good, but somebody started cooking the other day. It was so many people there. I pulled up there. Me and my son had to pull up there and see what was going on. Yes, I pulled up in the vet. My son wanted to ride in the vet. And so, but anyway, man, they got it going on right now. Y'all need to go down on that gas a little bit now. That gas too high. That gas, what, 189?
That ain't bad.
You know,
But you can get it at Walmart for 150. You got to be competitive.
It's hard.
And then it's to draw the people in there. They ain't got to do them go down a dime. Go down a dime or nickel.
That's a convenience store, though.
I understand, but be cheaper than your neighbor down the street.
Yeah, sometimes the damn
Oh,
neighbor.
they ain't even selling gas
Sometimes the
down the
damn
street.
neighbor down the street ain't no good gas though. Cause
But they ain't even selling it.
I don't got some water from Walmart and they gas.
Yeah, me too. I done that too.
Well, the fact that it's family.
Oh, but you know, I buy it. I do. I go there. I go there.
Right.
I want them to sell premium so I can get my gas from my vet.
Right.
Yeah.
I went and put some gas in today. I told Joanne I'd be back. That's my cousin Dante cooking down there.
Yeah.
I have never eaten his cooking, but I heard so much about it.
It's
Dante
gotta
I'll be in there.
It's gotta be
Dante
good because people.
Don't they cook in that store?
Yeah.
I didn't know
You know,
that.
it was so many people there. I mean,
No
I didn't
wonder
know
they
what
were
was going
there.
on.
No
I thought they was
wonder.
having a grand opening or something.
Shit,
Man.
that's why
That
they were
food
there.
good.
Dante
I'm talking
proud.
about, and waiting on it. I'm talking about, ain't gonna wait too long. He got to shut up and
He can cook.
Yeah.
He can cook now.
Yeah, Dante.
He can throw down. He had to waffle and chicken. That's why they were there.
All right. Let me see. We got V's Catering also says, agreed, Mr. Holt. I can respect a Republican for who they are, but Trump lacked common sense. He, to me, has no morals.
That's right, and I agree.
Absolutely, he does not.
And I keep
You
hearing
know.
all these catering, but I got to tell you today, my lady cooked some smothered chicken and gravy. It was so good, man. It was gone like in a few. She cooked low. I'm talking about low. She can cook. Tony, you can cook, girl. You been here before.
All right. Clay Banks says Dice should do more talking. Okay, I will in the next coming episodes of this.
What up, Clay?
I'm gonna get that talking there.
And you know what? I always wanted him to talk because he speaks very well and he has his ideas about things. He's his own person, and you know I have a lot of respect for him. He's very intelligent. And Lo asked, did he learn how to do all this in college? People, y'all really, I want to invite you by here and come right now because we don't play up in here. We still got Mr. Lockhart back there and my dog. He back there now, Lo. Lo, you don't. Lo, go back there now. But anyway, I want you guys to just come here and just see this because this is, and he did this. He did this.
Well, thank you, bro.
Anyway, he didn't go to college for this. He taught himself this.
All right, thank you. Small town Mississippi says Trump. That is okay. Not sure what that means. The next statement from small town Mississippi says, "Did not see Trump coming to the case of George Floyd."
Did not.
Okay. Dolores Holt says Trump said, "Stand down and stand by."
That's what he said.
Yeah. He's talking to his white supremacists now. He's talking about the people that's going to kill. The people that's going to keep him in office.
Okay. Tristan B. Hampton
Thanks,
says, "I love the conversation. Keep it all in love." That's right. That's what it is.
Yeah, it
Ain't
is.
no love lost up here.
Yeah, we ride and die right up in here.
Definitely. And this is all for you guys, believe it or not. Dolores Holt says, in Texas, they prevented the Biden bus from going to Austin this week before the election.
They sure did.
I'm glad I can see myself because I can show my neck. See, I look better. Dice, can you show me again, Dice? Dice, show me again. Oh, I see myself. See, folks, I was being up here like I ain't got no neck. But now I can see myself. See, I see how good looking. Dolores, you see this neck you missing? Uh-oh, I'm going to get stabbed.
Lolo, reach over there and cut the power off.
Cut the power on.
Cut the power off on that monster.
He talking about.
Anyway,
What
Clay Banks says Biden was Robert Byrd's left-hand man who was the Grand Wizard making Joe the Cyclops. Okay. Clay Banks says Dice man for mayor. No, sir.
I don't think he was Robert Byrd's left-hand man, or right-hand man either.
They were pretty close, but even so, I still would vote for. If it was his daddy, I still vote for him because I want what's in there gone person. I feel like that about you. It doesn't matter who it is. Jimmy Smith, don't think because I said that I want you to run if you think that you want to do that. I want you to run, Chuck. I want you to run, Kim. Kim, do you realize that I will vote for you before I vote for Percy Bland ass? Do y'all understand what I'm saying here? It ain't so much that I might be satisfied with what I'm getting. I just don't like what I got. So I'm not voting for anybody. I'm voting against Percy Bland ass. Y'all understand that? And I want y'all to have that same mindset so we can get him up out of there. He need to go.
Kim, the female version of Percy. I won't vote for Kim nor Percy. I'm sticking with Weston.
No.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I'm a Weston supporter. I'm gonna support Weston. But if Weston don't make it and Kim beat him out in the primary, I'm with you, Kim. You hear me? If you do it, Jim, hey Jim, I'm with you. We gotta do that. You understand what I'm saying, Richard? We gotta do that. If we want what we have gone. Then we got to come as one accord to vote against him. Weston, not for anybody, but for against him.
He'll get more votes than Kim.
Yeah.
Weston would. Percy, he going to get more votes than you. Watch, bitch ass nigga, watch.
All right, let's see here.
You're going to be a sick man in May, Percy. That's the primary, ain't it? Mm-hmm. You're going to be sick. You too, Dwayne Davis. My catatonic schizophrenic. Dice shaking his head over there, so I guess I shouldn't have said that.
All right, let's see here. V's Catering says, Trump has no soul. The man has no evidence. He created the issue with the mail system, Dice. Okay, I'll rebut that in future show. Okay, Small Town Mississippi says, there's no proof fraud was committed. He cannot stand that he lost. It's an embarrassment. Okay.
You want to rebut that too?
Yeah.
But we're going to try to make Percy feel like that. That's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to we want you to feel like that person. You got to be afraid. You got to be, because the winds of change are blowing. We got to get this up out of here. We cannot keep this what we have here. This is an old system set in place. And you know what Randall Jennings told me today, and I appreciate him telling me that, because I'm going to really work on this. He said that what he do is he used their words to cuss them out. Mm. You understand what I'm saying? Use their words to cuss them out. He said, I be cussing them out. Mm-hmm. Hell, Randall, I can't help it. I'm bipolar. Hell, I'm going to cuss their ass out too. No, I just kidding. I just being a little bit facetious. But one thing that we talked about today is that the pipeline to prison is not from the schoolhouse. It's from Meridian, Mississippi. It's from Lauderdale County. They still sending us. They have a system set in place where they don't educate our children. We have a failing school system. They still keep Amy Carter there. We have principals that are not able to bring the school up from an F level or a D level. And they still keep them there. So that's dumbing down our children. Our children are in a failing system. They don't have anything for our children to do. Idle mind is a devil workshop. So this whole system in this area is set up to continue to impact the industrial reserve prison army. So they're not going to send their children to prison. They're sending our children, because they're the ones that own the stock in the prison. They're not going to send their neighbor children. So this system is set up. The only way we're going to break this system is we got to change the governing authority. We got to change this administration. This administration here is worse than anything that has ever been in the city of Meridian since I've been here, folks. I know I was here when Mayor Al Key was the mayor. Keyfield, Al Key. I was here when Gunn was the chief of police, when they beat up black children, and it's still the worst administration today under this black mayor. It's worse than it ever has been in the city of Meridian. And what we got to do, we got to vote against him. Any of the above, but with you, Western. But we got to get him up out of here, and we got to change this system if we want things to be better for ourselves and our children. We just got to do that.
In generations to come.
Okay. Dolores Holt says the majority of mail-in votes come from military. They are all over the world.
And I promise you, military. Dolores is a retired military person. Mm-hmm. She's a veteran. She did, I think she did about 25 or 30 years. She retired a 5-star general. Dolores, don't you say nothing. Too bad I'm telling my story. You too, she was a general. I gave her that rank.
A lot of it come from military, but it comes from the black community too, because black folks were scared to go out to the polls because there's COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get back here. All right. Small Town Mississippi says Trump creates chaos and enjoys it.
Yeah.
Yep, true.
Ellen Franklin says, anything that the African Americans want to happen, Trump find problems with it. We have got to look at the entire situation before we become indebted to it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Dolores Holt says, I'm retired military and do not like the things Trump has said about deceased veterans.
And I don't like it either.
Me neither.
Okay. Simply BTW says, do a live audience, love the talk. Okay, that might be something we can do one day.
It is going to be live audience, like what we were doing. We're going to do it again, but we're going to, instead of boring you guys and making you guys watch all this stuff, we're going to watch it and learn it, and then we're going to come with our debate.
Right.
Me and Richard going to watch it here together, ain't we, Richard?
Yeah.
Now, we ain't on the same team now, but we can be. We can be now because, you know, the view. It's just the views. It ain't about what team you're on. It's about bringing something of substance to you guys so that you guys can understand and make informed choices.
Right.
That's the most important thing.
Right. Louise Jones says Stacey Adams got 800,000 people to register to vote. There was more people that have never voted before that voted.
Yeah, Stacey Abrams. Yeah, she sure
Out of
did.
Georgia, just like Snoop Dogg and all. This is his first time voting.
We need that kind of. I mean, that was awesome what she did.
You see what I'm talking about, Dice?
She made them pay a high price for
Ain't nobody
stealing that
cheated your boy.
election.
Ain't nobody cheated your boy. Your boy lost.
Okay.
They stole the election from her, and she making them pay a high price for that.
Hey, we shall see. Okay. Let me see who we got. Small Town Mississippi says, love this show.
Appreciate you.
All right, thank you. V's Catering says, great show. Thank you, V. Joanne Holt says, thanks you guys.
Hey, you're welcome.
Small Town Mississippi says, Dice missed my comments about Trump. No, I got them. I read them just a few minutes ago. Tony Owen says, she can have it back. Okay. All right, moving on.
I don't know what that means. My eyes got big. Woo.
V's Catering says, I can hardly wait till next week's show. Much love.
All right.
Thank you, V. And that's it, bro.
Well, folks, what you got to say to the people? And I want you to say something, Dice. And everybody got to say something. And you know what I'm going to say. Take us home, Dice.
I'm so sick of the damn microphone. I mean, the headphones. I'm sick of it.
Right, it's on you.
Oh, you know.
Oh, I mean, I ain't got nothing to say. Other than I'll be back here next Tuesday.
What I have to say is this. The most important thing is about getting knowledge that you don't have. And once you get that knowledge, you can add on to what you have learned from that knowledge to try to help yourself and your people. That's the most important thing.
That's right. I agree. Dice?
Yes, the exact same thing. The most important thing is to use your own mind with anything that you're dealing with. And hopefully that's what I can encourage the people to do. I definitely enjoy doing this, and I can't wait for the real throwdown.
and I like to say this, is that I really appreciate all you guys, especially everybody that got out and voted and was a part of the change that we're about to get here. We really needed that. Because when world leaders when they look at you and they're embarrassed or they don't have anything to do with you, America's a very strong country. And divided, when we're divided like this, and you can see the division, but then it's a democracy where the majority rule and everybody else is not so much eating crow, but accepting the results of the election. That's where growth and development come in, and Donald Trump never done that. And what we got to do now, hope that we can stay galvanized and we can implement that same type of change here in Meridian, Mississippi. We need change here, and it starts with you. It starts with all of us, so that we go out and do what we need to do so that our children be okay. This administration is not good for us, and I'm not trying to just keep beating on this. I'm going to keep saying that. Person wanted me to go to jail today as a way of embarrassing Western Linderman. Well, y'all already know I've been before. It wasn't going to embarrass me. Two-Belt would have got $2, and he'd have got me out of jail. But anyway, folks, I want to thank y'all for listening in. I want to thank you, Lo. I want to thank you, Dice. I want to thank you, Richard. You know what? I really, really have a lot of respect for Dice. Dice is a young man, but he has not just, he didn't come into himself. He's like he was born like this. I've always listened to him and always respected his opinion, and it will continue to be like that. And I've always wanted you guys to hear what he had to say, because I promise you, he has a lot to say, and you can always learn from him. I want to thank you again. Dice, man, take us home.